Well, good Tuesday evening to you. My name is Ron. This is Christians Aren't Sheep, because this is where the eagles gather, spread their wings, and read God's Word for a few minutes. I think I have a pretty interesting reading here this evening, but earlier I had supper. I decided to go for a walk after supper because somebody told me it was a good idea to go for a walk after you eat. You get your system all turning and getting that food digested. So that's a good idea. I'll go for a walk. Anyway, went for a decently long walk, good half an hour. But I walked past a Dairy Queen store and tripped over this banana split. So I'm just going to eat this first, and then we'll get after the devotional. Mm. So you hang in there. I'll be right back. Well, I I didn't quite eat half of it, and I ran out of steam. Maybe I'll try to make it eat it as banana soup later on. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But let's get after our devotional. We had the last night we had the Pharaoh kicking the Israelites out, and the Israelites taking lots of treasure with them. And okay, so we get into chapter 13. I want to read a little bit there. When Pharaoh finally let the people go, God did not lead them along the main road that runs through Philistine territory. Even though that was the shortest route to the promised land, God said if the people are faced with a battle, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led them in a roundabout way through the wilderness toward the Red Sea. Very interesting. God obviously knew that they would turn around if they ran into a battle, so anyway, he led them a different way. Then at the beginning of chapter 14, then the Lord gave these instructions to Moses. Order the Israelites to turn back and camp by a town I can't pronounce, between Migdol and the sea. Camp there along the shore across from Zerah. Then Pharaoh will think the Israelites are confused. They are trapped in the wilderness. And once again I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will chase after you. I have planned this in order to display my glory through Pharaoh and his whole army. After this, the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord. So the Israelites camped there as they were told. Another very interesting reading. He's gonna kill the Pharaoh and his whole army to show that he is God. And you know the rest of that, the crossing of the Red Sea, the parting of the Red Sea. Very cool. You can read that for yourselves. But then the Israelites, after they've crossed the Red Sea, this is what starts to happen. Then Moses led the people of Israel away from the Red Sea, and they moved out into the desert of Shur. They traveled in the desert for 3 days without finding any water. When they came to the oasis of Marah, the water was too bitter to drink. So they called this place Marah, which means bitter. Then the people complained and turned against Moses. What are we going to drink? They demanded. So Moses cried out to the Lord for help, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. Moses threw it into the water, and this made the water good to drink. Simple things that God uses to make things right. It was there at Marah that the Lord set before them the following decree as a standard to test their faithfulness to him. He said, "If you will listen carefully to the voice of the Lord your God and do what is right in his sight, obeying his commands and keeping all his decrees, then I will not make you suffer any of the diseases I sent on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you." So he's gonna test them. Then we get into chapter 16. Then the whole community of Israel, I'm guessing this is like over 1 million people, with there were 600,000 men. Elam and left from Elam and journeyed into the wilderness because Elam and Mount Sinai, between Elam and Mount Sinai. They arrived there on the 15th day of the second month, 1 month after leaving the land of Egypt. 1 month, they're gone 30 days. There too, the whole community of Israel complained about Moses and Aaron. "If only the Lord had killed us back in Egypt," they moaned. "There we sat around pots filled with meat and ate all the bread that we wanted. But now you have brought us into the wilderness to starve us all to death." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Look, I'm going to rain down food from heaven for you. Each day the people can go out and pick as much food as they need for that day. I will test them in this to see whether or not they will follow my instructions. On the sixth day they will gather food, and when they prepare it, there will be twice as much as usual." God's bending over backwards taking care of these whiny, crying babies. And you'll see as we go along through Exodus that this just doesn't change. So it's no wonder they were in the desert for 40 years. Anyway, that is our reading for tonight. I might take one more stab at that banana split, see if I can eat a little bit more. Or not. Anyway, you have a fabulous Tuesday night. Hope you enjoyed the devotional. Hope you got something out of it. God willing, we will see you tomorrow.